And welcome back to another episode of Banditland Boulevard. Trevor Howard here, Tony LaMonica there. Tony, one of my favorite nights of the year. The night before, it feels like Christmas Eve to me, but I love this rivalry between these two teams. The Buffalo Bandits taking the trip down the 90 to take on the Lil Bros, to take on the Rochester Knighthawks. It's going to be another home game. It's another annual Rochester home game for the Bandits fans, and you know, I've been poking around on Facebook and I've been poking around on Twitter. I've been seeing the Nighthawk fans puffing their chests out, and you know what? Congratulations to them. They might actually get 7,000 fans in their arena this week because there's a lot of Bandit fans coming to town. So I'm looking forward to tomorrow night. It's going to be a big game, Bandits and Nighthawks. Tony, how are you feeling going into this one? Because I mean, these are two pretty good teams, at least early on in this season.
Yeah, especially with the fact that we just kind of like squeaked away with the Las Vegas Desert Dogs last week. But going into this week and 3-1 to the 2-1, possible 2-2 or 3-1 Rochester Knighthawks, this will determine who will be the next team on top of each other. But again, a lot of transitions been made between both teams, new players, new faces, and we're going to see who the better team happens to be on Saturday night, live at Blue Cross Arena at 7 o'clock.
7 o'clock p.m. face-off. It'll be right here. And, Tony and I, as we are recording this is Friday. And as of right now, the Rochester Knighthawks are playing in Philadelphia. So that's right. The Knighthawks do have a back-to-back going on. And us being Bandit guys, we've seen, we've experienced that side of being on the back-to-back. And I think it was last year, what was that, 2 or 3 different times where the Bandits played back-to-back nights. So it's nice to see other teams be on the other end of that once in a while, not just us. So that's going to be important, and we'll talk about that when we get into our keys to the game. But Rochester, I mean, say what you want about last week, the 18-13 loss to the Colorado Mammoth. That must have been tough for them. But looking at their roster, Tony, this is a pretty decent freaking lacrosse team. New ownership. Terry Pagula sold the team, and Seneca Nations purchased the team, and that was the cash grab. And this is a perfect segue, by the way, into our players to watch for the Rochester Knighthawks. You see the Seneca Nations buy the Rochester Knighthawks. So who's the cash grab player? That's right, the number one player to watch for me for the Rochester Knighthawks. And that's an old friend of the Buffalo Bandits. By friend, I mean mortal enemy, Zed Williams. Dude, this guy playing for Rochester, he has not missed a step. Sure, he had a lower leg injury. I believe it was a torn ACL last year, if I'm not mistaken, that had him out for the rest of the season for the Colorado Mammoth. He gets signed by the Knighthawks, and he is just picking up where he left off, Tony. And we know his numbers against the Bandits, maybe outside of one game, and that was game 3 of the 2023 season, where this guy scores 3, 4, 5 goals a game against the Bandits, and he should be the number one player to circle on that roster sheet.
Yeah, especially now with having him closer to home now, but again, playing for our mortal enemy or our little brother who now just said, hey, uncle is around the corner. So Zed Williams is there. He can score at will. He can score at will. He can set up plays. He can push people around. That's one big dude to hold back with just scoring like 2 or 3 goals. But like we said before, even with Chase and with Chris, you're not going to see a 0 at his name after this game. You're going to see him at least have 1 or 2 for sure, but we got to limit him to that. That's about it.
That's right.
Wise choice on that one.
Yeah, I mean, just thinking about it, man, going back to his Colorado days. I mean, this guy is a bandit killer, and there's very few of them in this league, but when they play against the Bandits, they always step up. And like I said before, it seemed like every game that they faced against each other outside of one, and that was game 3 of the 2023 season, where he was taken he was pretty much virtually shut down by the Bandits defense. And hopefully we can get a good repeat of that going into tomorrow night's game, because when he's not scoring and he's losing a lacrosse game, his temper gets the better of him, and he takes dumb ass penalties. So that's what we need to see. We'll get into what the Bandits need to do in our keys to a victory. But Tony, who you got on the radar for the Rochester K-Hawks? Who are you looking at? Because they got a roster full of young guns that know how to put the ball in the back of the net.
Sure, especially with some of the guys being former Bandits, and that is Connor Fields. Fields knows, like now he's been like the superstar of the Rochester Knighthawks. He's getting the 100-point season plus, and he's like their go-to scorer when needed. So Connor Fields is one of those guys you have to also be their shadow and make sure he doesn't get at least more than 3. But that's going to be tough against our defense, especially how shaken up we're being, losing Mitch Dessou and Zach Belter, especially after those injuries from last game.
I want to go with one more here, and I'm
Sure.
going to choose on this super long list of young and up-and-coming players. But I want to go with Thomas McConvey. I mean, he was a rookie a couple years ago, and killer sidearm shot at the end of that guy's stick. And look out for him to leave an impact, at least in some way, shape, or capacity, whether he's scoring, whether he's picking up good assists, finding guys open. He's really fast, too. When he runs up and down the floor, it's hard to catch that guy. And when you see that power play out there, and we already saw it kind of in that Philly, as we're watching the Philadelphia-Rochester game right now, you got the power play with Zed Williams, Connor Fields, and Ryan Smith, and then obviously Thomas McConvey too. And it's really hard stopping all 4 of those guys. And I think what the Bandits need to do in this game is just circle the guys that you need to circle on that roster sheet. You're not going to cover everybody. That's literally impossible. But the game plan should not be to shut down everybody. You're going to get your guys exhausted. You're going to lose stamina. You're not going to get as many goal scoring opportunities doing that. What you should focus on is limiting the guys that you want to limit. The Bandits are depleted in the defense. Like you just mentioned it. Zach Belter and Mitch Dessou are not playing. And that sucks. That sucks for the Bandits. But we get to see a little Taylor Dooley, and we get to see the Rook. We get to see Carter Coffey out there in the game, rocking Kimmy Squires, Kimbo Squires' old number 93. So that'll be fun to see in his first game with the Bandits. So we'll see that. But yeah, I mean, it's so hard to shut all these guys down. If you can limit them, let Matt Vince be Matt Vince, and your guys be superstars, go out and win this game. This game is all for the taking, and from what I'm seeing right now in this Philadelphia-Rochester game, 8-8 at halftime. So the offense is there. But you know what else? You know what really isn't there as of right now? The defense and goaltending. And hopefully coming off the back-to-back, the Bandits can really exploit that.
Yeah, especially now with a few more names to be mentioned, like Ron John and Thomas Whitty, to also step up for those guys that are being sit down for injury reasons. And the way how our defense has been, like we said before, our depth is there. So if Johnny T and the guys have some kind of plan forming, they better think of something quick, because they got until tomorrow to get the boys ready for game time.
Yeah, and you know what? And we've said this ad nauseum about Chugger, about Steve Dietrich. He is the best general manager in the National Lacrosse League when it comes to getting depth for your roster. You go back to the 2023 season, how many games did Josh Byrne, Chris Cloutier, Chase Fraser, Tehoka Nanticoke miss due to injury? Brandon Robinson, all those guys. I remember Dane Smith being the only guy that was healthy the whole way through. Everybody else had some sort of injury that kept them out and missed multiple games. What did they still do? They still won 14 games that year and won the freaking title. I mean, Steve Dietrich emphasizes depth on his roster so much to the point to where you're like, oh, yeah, that's right. Zach Belter did miss that game. Or, oh, yeah, that's right. Mitch Dessou missed that game. The defense did so well, I almost didn't even notice. That's sort of the way that he builds his team, and that's what I love about Chugger. That's what I love about Steve Dietrich. Last one on the players to watch, good friend of the show, by the way, is healthy. Brad McCulley is on the other side, and he is fresh and ready to go. He played his first game of the season last week against the Mammoth. I know he was battling an injury, and I think he missed the first 2 weeks of the season, if I'm not mistaken, due to a nagging injury. But if everything goes well tonight in that Philadelphia game, you will see our boy, Brad the B-Rad McCulley, on the other side, rocking the number 20 for the Knighthawks. So that's a little different to see. But let's just jump right into our Bandit players to watch. Injury riddled, that's for sure, especially on the defensive side of things. But I mean, I'm going to be so honest with you right now. This is not a guy that you would really expect me to save as my first player to watch for the Bandits, but I want to see what the rookie does in his NLL debut. Carter Coffey should absolutely be a player to watch for the Buffalo Bandits. I guess this guy was tearing up the junior box leagues in transition. He's had experience on forward transition and defense. So he's all around a pretty decent player. And from what I'm understanding and from what I've been told was the fact that he was a late round draft selection. The Bandits, from what all accounts, they've been saying this guy is a steal. The fact that they took him this late, this guy has the potential to be a steal. Look out for this kid because, I think the last time we saw a rookie defenseman make his debut, or at least the last time I really remember, was Belter in that Saskatchewan game where they were rocking the Marvel jerseys, and he had a hell of a debut. Do you remember that game where he went on a breakaway and almost scored in his debut? So I want to see a little bit of that out of Carter Coffey. I really don't know what to expect. Is he going to be knocking some rust off? Sure. I mean, dude, the kid's probably nervous as hell. This is his first game. It's on the road, when reality feels like a home game because it's going to be 80-20 freaking Bandit fans there. But you get what I'm saying. It's his first game in the National Lacrosse League. He's a later round draft selection. I don't think he really expected to be called up this early in the season, but I want to see what he's made of. I want to see the potential in this kid, and I want to be there in the stands like I will be tomorrow night at Blue Cross Arena watching him make his debut because I know his whole family's probably going to be there, hopefully, to see that. And this is a big night in his life and in his family's life.
Yeah, Carter Coffey's going to have a lot of people behind him. Don't forget, Banditland's going to be there. He's got one of the best defenses in the league to really guide him, and that's under Steve Priolo and Paul Dawson. Those two alone, I have to mention, is going to show that kid the ropes. But as you were stating before, Trevor, about that he could play forward, he could play transition, and he could play defense. The fact that you said that, is this a protege of another Ian McKay that we might see coming to the reins? Is that we might see him score goals when needed? He plays defense smartly. He gets to the loose balls in transition to set up the offense. We'll never know until he goes out there and plays. But I have faith in this kid, like you said so before. But again, first quarter jitters. Let's see what he can do. But other than that, if he can adapt real quick and bounce in there and know the plays like they mentioned, I don't see this kid going to be going anywhere fast because depending on how the injuries to Mitch DeSnew, Zach Belter, and still with Matt Spanger out, he might be seeing a lot more playing time than we think.
Good. And that's great because I think when the rookies get a good groove on, especially this early in the season, prove to the coaches what you're made of, you will see playing time. I guarantee you will see playing time. Ian McKay I thought was a great comparison, but the number one player that came to my mind was, okay, he can score occasionally. He's great with loose balls, and he can play defense.
Oh boy!
Does the name Billy D. Smith ring a bell to you?
Sure does, but
the alarm bells are going off saying Billy D. Smith like all over the place here. That's what I'm thinking. But I want to see what this dude's made of. But Ian McKay, who came into the league as a transition guy, won NLL Finals MVP, being a pure goal scorer. So I don't know where your career is going to take you, Carter, but just dude, have a great night.
Have fun.
Dude, you got freaking so many Bandit fans coming to Rochester to cheer for you. So you're Paul Dawson, Steve Priolo, Cam Wires, they all got your back. Matt Vince, the greatest goalie of all time, has your back. The greatest player in the National Lacrosse League, now the head coach, John Tavares, has your back. Don't forget that thousands and thousands of Bandit fans have your back as well. So this is another home game for you, kid. You are debuting at home, essentially, on the road, but it's also a home game at the same time. Playing the Knighthawks, and you got to go up against those guys like McConvey, Fields, and Zed Williams. Baptized by fire, maybe, but you got to go up against some of the best talent to improve that much more. So I'm interested to see what this kid's made of.
Yeah, it's going to be a fun watch. It's going to be really fun to watch this kid play. And like I said before, you got the greatest defense in the team's history. So, listen to them, let them be your guides, and just play and have fun and just enjoy it. Because, a lot of people don't get this opportunity in a lifetime. So take this opportunities, kid. And we can't wait to see you do what you do. So
absolutely.
Another player to watch for you, my friend. What do you think?
Oh, number one player to watch. Look at the injuries. And I know that's a lousy excuse, but hey, the Bandits might be giving up a few more goals than we really expect. So Your stars got to be stars. Look out for number 22, Josh Byrne, to have a great night. I want to look at him. That guy knows how to play the Knighthawks very, very well. He sees them a lot, and so does his buddy Dane. And you know what? I think this is a night where Josh Byrne just does his typical Josh Byrne thing, just goes balls off the wall, finds the back of the net multiple times. This might be the night where Josh Byrne scores 5, 6, maybe gets a sock trick on the road here, and we get to see the typical Josh Byrne MVP caliber play. And this is a game where your stars need to be stars. And I know the Knighthawks are going to be circling that guy's name, but it's so hard to stop that guy. And I think Josh Byrne is going to have a great night, and that's an absolute player to watch for Buffalo going into tomorrow night's game.
Yeah, stars have to be stars, and Josh Byrne and Dane Smith, like you mentioned before, have to be the ones in charge for our offense this game. It's a key important role to play, and especially with the firepower that Rochester does show content to, we have to show the same thing back to remind them who the better dynamic duo are, and that is Dane Smith and Josh Byrne. Byrne needs to just razzle-dazzle against the defense, find that sidearm shot that he has powerfully on the left-hand side of him, and just make a statement game. This is basically a statement game right here. This who the better offense is, why we're the better firepower team, and with Josh Byrne and Dane Smith, it's going to be all hands on deck basically for this.
Absolutely. Game. Yeah, no, totally. I mean, this is and this is a guy who's done it all. He's proved it all. He's won NLL Finals MVP. He's a 3-time champ. All he does is light the score sheet up, even on nights where it doesn't look like he does. Last week he got 8 points when he scored. Yeah, I mean, when it was mostly the Kyle Buchanan show, Josh Byrne says, you know what? Hey, guys, don't forget about me. I still got 8 points. Like, I know it wasn't like the 6-goal performance that you're used to seeing out of me, but I still got damn near 10 friggin' points. Like, I'm still doing what I'm doing. So on nights where he looks like he's really tearing the stat sheet apart with multiple goals, multiple assists, he still looks great. And look out for him to have a fantastic night against the Rochester Knighthawks.
Yeah, and they got to do that, especially with the firepower, like I mentioned before. But again, got to be creative. You got to do some new things against these guys because they're going to expect the same thing over and over again by going after number 92 and 92 and 22. Let me correct my statement. But again, here's another key thing, and it's talking about the secondary scoring that needs to step up, and that is our guys Scanlon, Tahoka, and Kyle Buchanan. Those three I pretty much spoke for. And basically have to keep doing what they're doing and just helping out the offense and stay in the groove. And that's the only way you're going to beat the Rochester Knighthawks is staying in a consistency groove. And that's how you did against the Desert Dogs, and now you're going to do it against the Knighthawks this Saturday.
And not only that, your stars have to be stars, of course. Your secondary guys, let them cook too, because if you look at the injury report, Ryan Benesh is still questionable. It's up in the air to see if he's going to play against Rochester. And Coltrane Tyson, his debut might happen tomorrow. He was listed as questionable on the injury report as well. So we might see the big number 8-7 out there. Coltrane Tyson, all what is he, 6'8"? The dude's a freaking gigantic human being.
Giant.
So we get to see what he's made of, hopefully. But God forbid they both don't play. You're going to need to see the Buchanans of the world light up the stat sheet, and the Clay Scanlons keep on lighting the stat sheet up, and the Tahoka Nanticokes. But the one more guy that I wanted to look at was a guy who's going to stay hot. He's going to carry his momentum going into this week as well, playing like the 2025 NLL Finals MVP that he was greatly awarded. Ian McKay, keep it up, kid. Because, dude, when you're out there, we saw what you did against Las Vegas, and that was the Ian McKay that we saw all of last season. That's going to carry over this week. It's only natural. The game of lacrosse is so much momentum oriented, and if you believe in momentum, which everybody should, Ian McKay is going to carry that over into this week. Especially in front of thousands of Bandit fans, a hostile environment. You can bet that Ian McKay is going to be showing up and potting in a few.
Yeah, I'd like to see 4 get forward, basically. That's the kind of deal we all want to see is Ian McKay scoring 4 goals. And if that's the only case need be and that's the only stat you put up, I'll be more than happy with that, especially how Ian McKay became MVP of last year's finals. And again, if they got to put him in multiple positions just because of the fact that we have our injuries, so be it. He has played all positions before, defense, transition, scoring. He knows how to do it. He's proven it thousands of times. Like he can, he doesn't have to show anybody up. But you know what? When they say, hey, here comes a phone call, we need you to do it. Okay, no problem.
That's right.
Number 4.
That's right. And that was a good point by you, because if we are struggling in the transition game, Ian McKay will be that guy that steps up. If we are struggling on defense, he'll be the guy that steps up as well. So, yeah, great, excellent point. Ian McKay is 100% a player to watch. We got to get into our keys to a victory, though. And I know that you had one cooked up, and we are looking at some of the stats right now in this Rochester game. Currently 9-9 tie in the second half of the Philadelphia Wings and the Rochester Knighthawks game. But we will say this, and Tony, your number one key to a victory, I'm looking at some of the stats right now. Rochester is 2 of 3 on the power play. So what should the Philadelphia Wings do for the rest of this game? And maybe what should the Bandits do tomorrow night to keep those special team stats down?
That's basically stay out of the box. Don't take any dumb penalties. Try not to falter to their egos and just keep playing through. No matter what the circumstances are, if you get hit, so be it. Keep playing through. If you get there was a no call, stand back up, keep playing through. Do not falter to their trap. Do not retaliate. Go out there and put it where it hurts the most, and that's on the scoreboard.
That's right. Stick it to them. Get the higher crooked number than they do. That's right. And what the Bandits have kind of been doing lately has been taking some dumb penalties. That first half of the Las Vegas game, I mean, I thought a lot of those were BS, but the refs called something that they didn't like, and don't even give them that opportunity to lift their mouth. If they're chirping at you, you don't want to get the retaliator. Just keep playing your game. Stay out of the box, because we know that, my goodness, Rochester has a very, very good power play, similar to that of the Georgia Swarms. They both have some very, very good power plays. I want to get into my key of the game as well, and this might sound kind of cliche, but against a team like Rochester, go on a run early. Get it off to a fast start. Go win the face-off, because, you kind of got a tough customer here. Jeremy Thompson taking face-offs against Connor Farrell. It's going to be interesting to see how that goes. I mean, he is kind of struggling a bit, though, against the Philadelphia Wings. I think he's under 50% as of right now. So Jeremy Thompson is beatable, but get those possessions, pot in the early goals, get the building buzzing with Bandit fans, have them play catch-up the rest of the way. You did that against Las Vegas, and what did Las Vegas do? Las Vegas was having to play catch-up the rest of the way, and did they kind of catch up towards the end? Sure. The Bandits were also very, very injured, and their defense was very gassed because they were shorthanded by 2 players. So did they kind of let off the gas there in that fourth quarter? Sure. And was it closer than it probably should have been? Sure. But they also got off to a fast start. The other team had to play catch up right away. They were using up energy. They were burning through guys, ripping through forwards, and it was just too much for them to handle. If you remember last week's game, the Knighthawks and the Mammoth were down early in that game. They came back, and when you overtook the Knighthawks and you had to make them play catch up when you took the lead back, and I'm talking to Colorado here, the Knighthawks had no answers. They got stomped 18-13. So when you get off to an initial lead, it's hard for them to come back. It really is. They are all human. They're also super young and naive. They don't really know what it's like to win in this league. So show your veteran dominance. Take an early lead, make them try to come back, have them use up all their energy. They're already going to be a tired team to begin with. They have a game the night before going back home. So use that to your advantage. Take all the advantages, bring the odds over to your side. How does that start? That starts by potting in a couple quick ones right off the rip.
Yep, 4 or 5 sounds really nice too, especially having that kind of a lead after the first quarter. And then once you do that, it's not playing, ease off the gas. It's put the foot to the floor and let's just keep on going forward. I think what the Bandits, like you said, the fast start should be good, and that should be good enough to beat the Rochester Knighthawks. But again, this is another team you can't really sleep on like we did with the Desert Dogs, giving up 8 goals in the fourth quarter. That's unacceptable. And I know for the fact that our defense can't do that. But again, I think, like you said, if we get off hot and stay hot, we should be okay. But 60 minutes is another key factor, guys. Play a full game against these guys. No matter what the circumstances are, you need to play a full 4-quarter action game. Don't hold back. Just play your game.
And to tell you the truth, Tony, these goalies that Rochester's throwing out right now, I don't know if they're splitting it between the two, between Hutchcraft and Hartley, because they have a back-to-back series this weekend. But I'm looking at some of the live stats right now. We are in the third quarter of the Knighthawks and Wings game. It's 11-10 Rochester. Hartley's given up 3 goals and played 17:45. Hutchcraft has given up 7 goals and he's played 17:06. They both are giving up a ton of goals. And I don't know if one of them is injured or what the case is, or if they're just using up goalies because if there's, resting goalies because they know that they got the Bandits coming to town tomorrow. To tell you the truth, I don't know what's going on in that game. And to tell you the truth, I don't know who's going to be the starting goalie tomorrow for Rochester. I don't know if anybody's hurt or whatever the case is, but they both look extremely human. A lot of these shots the Phillies taking are going in the back of the net. So when I talk about fast starts, my other key to the game is just keep peppering these guys because they will. It is an absolute 100% certainty. They will give up these bad goals. They will give up goals from all different types of shots. Just keep peppering these guys because they are giving up a ton of goals.
Yeah, just like you said, don't quit. No matter what. Once you start, don't stop until the final buzzer. You play through until the last buzzer hits, and then you can say, "Okay, we did our due diligence." If I could say that again 1,000 times fast. Due
diligence.
We did our due diligence, and we did our job. That's what I meant to say. We did our job. Done deal. That's all I meant to say. Sorry, I had a little moment there. I am so sorry.
Hey, you know what? That's fine. Nobody's perfect. God knows the Rochester Knighthawks aren't. God knows some of the Bandits aren't either. But I can tell you what would be perfect is going into Rochester tomorrow, aka our spring cottage, our winter cottage, and overtaking that and getting another victory. By the way, this is a building that the Bandits haven't lost in since 2023. I think that was January of 2023. So I'll pull that stat out. So it's been almost 3 years, just about 3 years since the Bandits have last lost in that building. So the Bandits know how to play there. They assert their dominance there. They win a lot of games there. So use that to your advantage too. They know the fans travel well. Just a straight shot down the 90. It's a 70-minute drive from Buffalo to the Blue Cross Arena. And dude, I mean, just keep it rolling. You know how to win these games. And the fans, they travel well. So it's going to feel like a home game. Use that to your advantage as well.
Well, guys, go out there and have fun and just do what you can do best. And you got the best coach in the league. You have the best goaltender in the league. What more can you do? What more can you do? Go out there and just play your game.
Be the Bandits. I think that should be a key. Just be the Bandits. We saw a little bit of not even a little bit. We saw the whole game. That is who the Bandits are last week from the Las Vegas game. Those are the Bandits. Those are the ones who get the secondary goal scoring. The past 2 weeks, essentially, the Roughnecks game and the Las Vegas game, those are the Bandits that we are accustomed to seeing. And if both of those teams show up to Rochester, or if one of those teams shows up to Rochester, I can pretty much guarantee that you're going to win that game. But here comes the fun part, though, Tony. Time for our Banditland Boulevard score predictions.
You were right last week.
I was so right last week, and you know what? You know what else I was right about? I was right about the Sabres score last night too. So I am on fire. I predicted 5-2 Sabres over the New York Rangers yesterday. That is exactly what happened. So I'm just going to get this out of the way real quick. The Sabres will beat the Anaheim Ducks tomorrow, 4-1. Putting that out there. The Bills will beat the Jaguars 27-24 on Sunday. And let me throw this on top. The Buffalo Bandits will beat the Rochester Knighthawks 14-11 on Saturday night at 7 o'clock.
Let's go. I like that.
And I'll take the lottery numbers later. I'll read off the lottery numbers later. Don't even worry about it, guys. But when all those scores hit, you know who to thank over here.
Yes, sir. It's going to be a close game, I think, because of both offenses, how they are. But, again, it's just the better defense and the better goaltending, always still in our favor. Okay. Well, obviously we're going to win, but it's going to be almost like the score from last game. I'm going to say Bandits 15, Knighthawks 13.
15-13. All right. Yep. It lightning struck once in the same spot. Why won't it strike twice? We'll see what happens. But dude, it's going to be a great game. We get to see the. I prefer orange and black over dark green, but that's just me. And we're going to see that. And I mean, dude, it's going to be a packed house. I mean, the Bandits Mafia, the Bandit Land is going to invade the Blue Cross Arena at the War Memorial. It is going to be crazy to see. Get ready for that because I'm so sick and tired of watching those games on TV. There was one year I was supposed to go. We had a snowstorm, couldn't go. Last year, I had to work the game back at the Amherst Studios, and I couldn't go to that one either, and that was an ass-kicking of a lifetime. This year, we can go. Haven't lost in that building in 3 years. Take the odds to your advantage. Go win this lacrosse game.
Absolutely, guys. And also, we just to give you a score update on the Nighthawks Wings game, they took away that goal, so it's now tied at 10.
Oh, it's tied. Wow.
It's tied at 10. It's not 11-10 Rochester. It is tied at 10.
And what does that tell you, Tony? Tire each other out. You know what? Philadelphia, tire them out. I don't care. Yep. Whatever helps us for tomorrow.
Beat up the big guys.
You know what? do you know what I hope, Tony? I hope this game goes to overtime, so they get to play more. So all the Rochester Nighthawks get to have more playing time, and more playing time before they play Buffalo.
Yeah,
just putting that out there. If you want this game to go to overtime, make it like 15-15 too. Tire out the goalies as well.
Oof, that'd be brutal.
That's a chef's kiss for us, though.
Let Hutchcraft and Hartley have about 8 goals against apiece. I'll take that.
I'll take that. Oh my God, have them be as vulnerable as hell going into tomorrow. I wouldn't hate that at all. But I got 14-11 Bandits victory. Obviously, you have 15-13 Bandits victory.
I'm taking your
obviously. And Tony, right now, before we sign off, it is time to shout out the sponsors.
You sure damn right. Banditland Boulevard is brought to you in part by Mitchell's Tavern, located at 734 Sheridan Drive up in Tonawanda, New York. Guys, if you haven't checked it out yet, myself and Trevor Hauer over there says go check them out. They have amazing food, fantastic service. They will treat you like family. If you guys haven't checked out someplace close by for the nearest brewery, go to Beer Kind Brewery. We're located at 2765 Kenmore Avenue in Tonawanda, New York. Go check out their new drafts. And believe me when I say this, folks, it is delicious to the bone. Also, we'd like to thank Herney's Journeys. If you guys want to book your next trip or adventure, please contact Suzanne Pike at Suzanne Pike at Herney'sJourneys.com. Let her book your next big adventure. Also, we'd like to thank, and finally, our last sponsor is Nino's Pizzeria, located at 2 spots at 1737 Orchard Park Road in West Seneca and 315 Buffalo Street in Hamburg. If you guys want to check out the pizza and wings and subs deal, go down there as you like it, only in America. And for those watching us live here on YouTube through StreamYard, give us that like, subscribe, hit that notification bell every time you hear about Buffalo Bandits lacrosse. And for those listening in on your tablet, your phone, or the radio, give us that 5-star rating on Spotify. And I'm guaranteeing you guys, all we do is talk about Buffalo Bandits lacrosse.
That's it. Nothing else. All we do is talk about us. We preview games. We give you the players to watch. We do post games. Hey, we even do interviews sometimes too. So that's always fun. And we do have an interview that's going to be cooking on this channel Monday night. So look out for that. We'll probably have the post game either also on Monday night or Tuesday. Whatever happens, who cares? I mean, we're going to have it all for you on this show. It might be a busy week coming up, but who knows? Tony, whether we win tomorrow night in Rochester or the Nighthawks get the very, and I mean, when I say this, very, very rare W against the Bandits, we always end each and every single show with these 3 simple words. And Tony, what are those words?
As our famous play-by-play announcer Chris Swenson would always say, in 3, 2, 1, let's go Bandits!
Let's go.
Let's go, boys. Go
it's
get them.
Another home game. Play like it. It's another home game, baby. Let's go.
Let's get them.